make a life for myself.
Because we did fit.
Oh,
we couldn't get fourth to hook, so we had to go to fit.
Even as the tires warmed up?
Huh?
Even after the tires warmed up?
Brennan, we did the first like two, how many passes did we do? We did 2 or 3 where it was just fucking spinning all the way in fourth. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not expecting that. Like, wow. Alright. Closing in on 800 wheel a little bit faster than I was expecting. That's for sure. So today, we are going to pull the head off of, oh god, we're going to pull the head off of this motor, which, backstory on this, I think it's much needed, is when my first motor blew up, which is the one that's in the car now that I built, I decided before I built that one I was going to just buy a low miles used motor and stab it in, and I had pure turbos at that point. I was just going to put port injection on, have a party, and just drive the wheels off of it until that motor, this motor, didn't rock no more. So I got this motor, stuffed it in the car, and fired the car up, and immediately it had head problems. Which is something that the N54 doesn't usually have, especially like coming on a stock motor. So my assumption it's either head gasket or it is the head is cracked or some other funky business going on. I got the motor from a private seller, and after it had issues they ghosted me and managed to go through PayPal and fought the entire thing because they would not respond at all, and got my money back. And that's what actually helped to fund building this motor in the first place. So I got very lucky on that, but as a result we now have this motor that the bottom end seems perfect, but there's something going on with the head. So my plan for this block at least is to take the head off, figure out what's happening and what's causing that problem. Hopefully it's not a crack in the head or between the cylinder walls or anything like that. Hopefully it's just a gasket. And my hypothesis is that because this came out of a vehicle that was hit in a front end collision, either possibly something on the front of the head got knocked back during the impact and perhaps actually tore, like caused displacement or shifted that gasket underneath. And if not that, my other assumption would be that if this car was in a front end collision, usually cars that are in a front end collision, the radiator, things like that get taken out. And if people leave the car running or they use the car's engine to get it on a flatbed or something like that, when there was no cooling, they could have easily overheated the engine and caused damage that way. Those are my two theories as to why this could have head issues. What is the cause of it? We're going to find out right now. And then we'll pull the head tonight, and probably over the course of the weekend I'll tear down the rest of the motor, and then this will hopefully be a good core to do like revision 2.
Full closed deck.
Like closed deck, like proper like CSS block or something along those lines. And this one is actually going to come out next week because I got to do the head gasket, and we are going to actually work with SE gaskets to try and find a solution for the cut ring gasket weeping problem that is plaguing a lot of the N54 guys right now. So I'm excited for that, and while I'm in there I'm actually just going to tear that whole motor apart and see how everything inside is holding up, because I can and because we're already there, and it'll give me a lot of information about the quality of my building, and I get to take notes and be like, oh my gosh, like this bearing clearance is definitely not enough, or this was money, and we'll see what's what. basically, I just removed these two, which hold the timing chain guide. I guess I'm going to try and do a better job of explaining what I'm doing as I'm going. But these two torques on the front, these hold the cassette to the actual head. And then there's one more like dowel bolt that goes through here. You got to use one of the long neck torques over there and take it out. And then this all gets loosened. We also took out the timing chain tensioner. So now there's a bunch of slack here. And the trick with these, because you can't like get those out because they hit right there, is you got to take it all out together. So you just kind of wiggle the entire cam gear and the Vanos plate out together, and now you have both. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. So that's one out, and I'll hand that off to him. And those are labeled as intake and exhaust, so just make sure that you take note, because they are different and side dependent, so that should also be fucking noted.
It's just variable in the amount, like the degree of which it changes, right?
You know, I don't know exactly, but it has to do with the Vanos stuff. So
I mean, Vanos is just changing timing.
Yeah, it is.
But so I'm sure it's just the amount of, like, the number of degrees it can change.
Okay, cool. So that is out of the way.
Lower
There's
cassette
nothing
bolt.
else holding the cassette in. So what I can do is I need to now take. I like to do this to be able to kind of make it easier to get out of here. It's nice to remove this because this will sometimes catch on that when the head comes out. So all you have to do to get that out is just take a flathead screwdriver, and these come apart. There's an upper section and a lower section. And wow, that's overkill as fuck. I'm being a little rough with this right now because this is all going to get replaced here. I'm not going to reuse these timing the timing cassette guides.
Or the chains or any of that. It'll all get replaced if this becomes a built motor.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to pop this bitch out right now. Hold my purse. I'm going in. Okay. So, note to self, don't use a screwdriver, just use your hands.
Doink.
Okay.
This is so not kosher.
Yeah, not at all. Feels like it's fighting you, don't go any further.
No, I mean, it's not like there's a lot of force.
Okay, stop. Yeah, that's enough.
Okay.
So we're going to pull the head off with the cam tray still on, which you can do. You just got to make sure that the cam on this side is set up correctly, so that you can snake it through. This is actually really cool. The N54s have little cutouts in the cams. Obviously, if you disconnect the timing chain, before you do that, you have to be really fucking careful that you do not doink your valves, because now your timing is, bye-bye. So, yeah, ideally make sure that you put this in the right position before you disconnect the timing chain, so everything moves together, and then you can pull the entire head off without removing the cam trays and the cams. So, yeah. There's one. And it sounds like it's breaking, and it might be. You just keep going, pretend like it's not happening. On the wrong side. Surprisingly loose.
Loose
Not on
things are
head bolts.
good.
No. Or any bolts in your motor, honestly. Tight is good.
Tight is always good.
Jesus. So all the head bolts are out now, so I'm going to go ahead and pry this off. Brendan, when we pull this, we got to be super careful when we're lifting up, because I don't want to disturb the gasket too much, because I want to be able to actually see. So the second we get it pried, we're going to try and lift quick. We will have to finagle it around this guy, so we'll try and squish it together as much as we can here.
I just fucking lost the... Oh, where's the magnet go?
Oh, the chain's down there?
Yeah.
Yeah, the chain's kind of disappeared to the bottom of the motor. No match for our handy dandy magnet.
Haha.
Actually, you can let the chain dangle. That's fine. You can let it go down. It won't go together any more than this, so we'll just have to kind of finesse it through. It'll be tight, but it's fine. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I'm going to pry this guy up.
Cool.
Oh, stop. Oh, there we go.
Okay, actually looks good.
Go quick. Okay, put it on its back and set it up. I'm going to start by looking at this, because I want to see if there's... Don't touch anything. If I can see there's some... That might just be removal between... Don't touch the gasket either. Yeah. Trying to see if there's any crack or anything between the coolant passages. There's some markings there. I'm trying to see for like leak marks. There's maybe some scoring here. Trying to decipher whether this head has been off before or not, which would be even more interesting than anything.
You see the scratches on the pistons?
No. Dude, it looks like this motor's been apart before.
Is that the tip of the plug?
No. Trying to see. So now we look for gaskets. So this looks okay. Hopefully this block is not fucking cracked, dude. That would suck. Wow, this motor looks mint though inside the cylinder.
Yeah, the cylinder walls look phenomenal. A lot of oil on the pistons.
Made really good compression. That's the saddest part about this.
What it tests? Like
There's
180?
70. So the top looks kind of okay. Take this.
Oh,
Huh.
that right there. You see the discoloration on the water ports? This one's really bad.
That is interesting.
It's almost like
You
it
mind
got
taking
run.
some photos?
Yeah, it almost looks like it got run with freaking tap water in it.
Well, it is a nice.
It's broken there. Look at all this calcium.
Yeah, that is really weird.
Dude, it literally looks like someone ran salt water in this motor. All of this right here, this discoloration. So this is the water jacket right here. Open deck block, so you can see there's the water passage on the block right here. This should not be here. This looks like calcium.
This gasket looks so fucking mint. That's the thing that's like concerning to me. It seems like the head has been off before.
It looks like it has.
This gasket looks like it's brand new.
So if you look in here, there's this calcium, which is concerning, but then on the other side, there's
Almost looks
residue
like-
from combustion
It
gases.
looks like there's like oily
Like,
combustion gas residue in there.
all of this is like this black.
But it's like,
soot.
yeah, it looks like it mixed with the coolant, which is fantastic, which means that there is definitely exhaust gases getting into the coolant. The question is where from.
That explains why your overflow tank was overflowing.
Yeah, no, it 100% was coming from.
Yeah, it was a head problem through and through, but
Yeah, or a block issue. My question is, hopefully it's not, because that would really suck. This block would be scrapped.
I mean, it was free 99.
Yeah, but I was really hoping that this would be a viable block to build, because this thing is really mint. At least it looks like it. There's kind of a surprise coming in one of the videos pretty soon. If you guys didn't think I was psychotic already, I'll just say this. The turbo kit that's on the car right now, it's not going to be the turbo kit that I'm going to be running for long. I bought another turbo kit. So,
It's for sale. It makes 782 horsepower.
826 foot-pounds of torque.
Yeah, if you want it, hit us up.